Apparently I hard launched my boyfriend on Instagram yesterday, so go look at my Instagram story if you want to see my new boyfriend. I'm fucking kidding. It's literally Tim. It's Tim's birthday, and I gave him like a birthday monumental moment on my Instagram story, and I had about literally probably 100 of you guys swipe up and be like, wait, is this your boyfriend? Like, I'm so confused. Like, this is your boyfriend. There's a couple things wrong with that statement. Number one, Tim is gay. Tim is gay. He's my best friend. And like the real ones know Tim. Like the girls who know Tim. And second of all, if you think I'm the type of bitch who's gonna hard launch my boyfriend for like a birthday shout out, you got the wrong fucking bitch. Probably will never hard launch a boyfriend in this lifetime. They have to be a fucking fiance, ring on this goddamn finger if they want to be posted on my Instagram. Just because I'm a bitch, like really no other reason. Like why would I post you, you know? That's so rude, and I don't give a fuck. I will Alex Cooper everyone and be like, here's my fiance. Like, you're not getting boyfriend content. Well, like, I'll probably talk shit about him on the internet, but like, that's about it. I get why people think Tim and I are dating. Since the moment Tim and I became friends, everyone has asked us if we are a couple. Like, even at restaurants, they're like, the lovely couple. And we look at each other disgusted because we're like, we both love men. Unfortunately. But Tim is my soulmate. I went all out for his birthday today. I posted a lot of it on my Insta story, so go look at that. But I'm going to tell you guys some story times about Tim and I, because we have just like the wildest stories together. Tim is exactly like me in a different font. I always say Tim is more dramatic than me. You guys drag me in the comments being like, girl, no one's more dramatic than you. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. This first story time is the $1,000 dinner Tim made me go to. Tim used to work at this super bougie restaurant. Like, it's one of New York City's nicest restaurants, and he would get 50% off. But like 50% off is still a lot of fucking money for a dinner. And he's like, we should go. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, let's go. He books us a reservation, and I'm like, okay, perfect. It's right before this dinner, I get fired from the job I was working at. And I'm like, Tim, wait, hold the fuck up. Like, I cannot do dinner. I literally just lost my job. There's no way I can spend $1,000 on like, and also like, I don't even think I had $1,000 to my name at that point. So I was like, okay, absolutely not. I can't do this. And he's like, Livy, we have to go. I can't cancel this reservation. And I'm like, Tim, I want to die right now. Like, I want to die. And you're probably thinking like an $1,000 dinner. Are you guys insane? Yes, that's the problem. Like, Tim and I are that insane where we're like, we just love bougie dinners. We're just very bougie people. And it's like too much for our own good, like too much for our own bank accounts kind of thing. Like, nobody just does $1,000 dinners. And Tim and I are like, why would we not? Why would we not? Tim, you need to cancel. He's like, Livy, I can't. And everyone's like, Livy, you just like have to go. And I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Go to part 2. At this point, I'm like mad at myself. I'm like, I'm not making good adult financial decisions. How the fuck did I let Tim talk me into an $1,000 dinner? Like, what am I doing? But then on the other side, I'm like, girl, you only live once. Like, come on. Tim and I go to this $1,000 dinner. It is hands down the best dinner I've ever been to. Like, I wish I could come on here and be like, it was fucking ass. Like, why did I spend $1,000 at dinner? But like with his discount, it was still $300 a person. It was the best dinner I ever had. And you're probably like, Livy, no fucking duh. Like, for that price, they should be eating your ass at dinner and calling you babe. Like, literally for that price, it's so fucking expensive. Like, yeah, it should be the best dinner ever. This next story time is when Tim and I decided to do sober January. So like, I'm not that big of a drinker, but Tim is. Tim loves to fucking party. And that's what I love about Tim. Not really. I just fucking lied to you. Honestly, he kind of pisses. Every time he drinks, him and I fight a little bit, and it's fine. It's a part of our love. We decided to do sober January because Tim was like, well, will you do it with me? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, why would I not do it? I didn't realize how much I was going to fucking hate it. Because I'm convinced there's nothing worse than being sober around drunk people. Like, just drunk, annoying fucking people. And that's what we were doing. During sober January, Tim was like, let's do kava, which I still really don't understand what kava is. But basically, it's just supposed to make you feel drunk, but like, you're not actually drinking. Like, so Tim and I are going to like the depths of Brooklyn to find these like kava places because we're doing sober January and we have a friend's birthday and we're like, well, we can't be sober the entire fucking night. Like, let's just try kava. We start drinking this kava and it tastes like asshole. Like, it honestly tastes like ass. And he's like, just power through it, Livy. Like, just power through it. I'm like, Tim, I don't even feel like this is worth it for sober fucking January. Like, this is horrible. Like, the way it tasted was so disgusting. Then we get on the train ride to go to the club that we were going to for our friend's birthday, and like, we're feeling it. We're like, oh my god, like, I'm a little loopy, like, ah. Moment we get in to that said club for the birthday, it wears off, and both of us are dead fucking sober, and we're just like, Tim, why the fuck didn't you tell me it wears off so quickly? He's like, why do you think I know all about kava? And I'm like, because you're the one that had me in the middle of fucking Brooklyn looking for kava. What do you mean? So we honestly just spent January miserable as shit a little bit, because it's like, I don't like to drink at all, but once I'm like told that I can't do something, I'm like, why? I need a fucking margarita now. Like, it's just like not that fun. We were just honestly so mean to each other during sober January, and I think it was because we were just like we're just told not to drink. But those are just a couple story times.
Am I wrong for dropping out of my friend's wedding party after a prank? Depends how severe the prank was. My female 26 cousin, female 29, got engaged a few months ago and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was so excited to accept. Her sister, 32 female, is the maid of honor, and there are 3 other bridesmaids. The date is set for April 2024. On April 1st of this year, she sent a PDF to the bridesmaid group chat that really made me angry. It was a list of wedding party responsibilities, rules, and regulations. It included a picture of the bridesmaid dresses that we'd be wearing. They were hideous. And she told us that we have to pay $800 for them and that they only went up to a size 8, so anyone bigger than that would need to lose weight before the wedding. That made me so angry because I wear a size 10, but also she's like a size 12 herself, so even fatter than me. Other ridiculous things she added. None of us were allowed to be tanner than her for the wedding, so she told us that none of us could spend significant time in the sun for the next year. She wanted to have longer hair than all of her bridesmaids, so she said that we'd all have to cut our hair to our shoulders or shorter. She wanted to do a choreographed dance with all of us and insisted that we go to a 3-hour dance classes with her every Sunday until the wedding, a year away. She said that she wanted her bachelorette party to be in Paris and that we would all need to chip in $3,000. There was more, but I was so angry I stopped reading and muted the group chat for a few hours. I was so livid and hurt that I decided to drop out of the wedding party, but I didn't say anything right away. The next day, I checked the group chat again, and everyone else had been chatting about how funny the bride's prank was. Apparently, at the bottom of the PDF, it said April Fools, but I hadn't read that far because I was so mad. Everyone else thought it was hilarious, but it still rubbed me the wrong way. I reached out to the bride to tell her how much this hurt my feelings, and she did apologize. But even though it's been almost 2 months, I'm still really angry. I can kind of tell. I decided this week that I no longer wanted to be a bridesmaid because of the mean-spirited prank and told my cousin. Now, she's really hurt and angry, and the other maid of honor and other bridesmaids and some of my family members are blowing up my phone saying that I'm overreacting to an innocent prank. But I believe that pranks are only funny if the recipient finds them funny, and I definitely don't. So, am I the asshole? So she has a small little edit, okay? Okay, clearly, I've been deemed the asshole, and I'll accept that, but I also realized that I didn't explain my feelings very well. I was angry because all of the items in the list seemed to single me out. Expensive dress and bachelorette. I make the least money out of everyone in the wedding party, and it felt like a job. The sizing, same thing. Only me and 2 other bridesmaids are bigger than a size 8. The hair, we all have long hair, but I have the longest hair out of anyone in the wedding party. The tanning, I work outdoors, so I'm probably the one most likely to be tan. Everything I read on the list felt tailored to me. Oh my god, this sounds like more like self-esteem issues more than anything.
Am I wrong for not letting my sister use the family property for her upcoming wedding? I'm 25, my sister is 29, and I also have a younger sister, 8. When I was 14, my mom sent me to live with her parents, and her excuse was they needed help. But I truly believe that she just didn't want to deal with a growing male teen. My grandparents owned an amazing property in the mountains that had a great view, and we also had horses and other critters. They were quite wealthy and both passed 4 years ago, a month apart. They gave me the property because I would appreciate and respect it more, while mom and sisters got money and other assets. And those assets did value more than the property. In the past 4 years, I turned part of the property into a venue for mainly weddings. My grandparents did know about the idea and they thought it was a good one. We're super busy and usually booked about 8 months out. Well, my sister got engaged 1.5 years ago and said she wanted to get married at the property. I said yes, but to just let me know the date as soon as possible so I can make sure it's booked. Am I wrong for not letting my sister use the family property for her upcoming wedding? I never got a date, so I followed up several times and kept asking, and she would just brush me off. Well, now her, my mom, other family, her partner's family, as well as other flying monkeys have been blowing me up. They're also calling and writing reviews for my business. I asked them to stop and call my sister, telling her all she had to do was tell me the date. She went off on me, telling me I ruined her day and it's our family property. Now she's saying she already sent out the invitations and couldn't go back on it now. She wants me to cancel on the other couple, and they've been on the books for a year now, and I actually like them. After the last big blow up, I started communicating strictly through business. I suggested 3 other dates around the same time, but that's not good enough. I'm being resentful and I'm the asshole.